We're better as friends, honestly, she assured me. So I agreed. Then she discovered friendship didn't include me covering her half of the vacation, especially not when I took someone else instead. Hey viewers, before we move on to the video, please make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the like button if you want to see more stories like this. Thanks. Hey Reddit, I've been lurking here for years, reading all those wild stories about betrayals and comeuppances. Never thought I'd be posting my own, but here we are. I'm 34 now, and this all went down about 6 months ago. Looking back, it's almost funny how blind I was, or maybe just how committed. But let me start from the beginning so you get the full picture. My name's Alex, and I work as a marketing consultant for a mid-sized firm. It's steady work, good pay, but it means long hours sometimes. I met Jenna in college. She was this vibrant graphic design major full of big ideas about freelancing and building her own brand. I was smitten from day one. She had this energy that lit up a room, and I loved supporting her dreams. After graduation, we moved in together in a cozy apartment downtown. Nothing fancy, but it felt like home. From the start, I was the reliable one. Jenna's freelance gigs were hit or miss. Some months she'd land a big client, others she'd be scraping by with side jobs like waitressing or odd design tasks. I didn't mind picking up the slack. I covered most of the rent, utilities, even helped her set up a professional website and portfolio. I'd work overtime to make sure she could attend those networking events or buy the software she needed. We're a team, I'd tell her. Your success is our success. One flashback that sticks with me, about 2 years in. She had a rough patch, lost a major client, bills piling up. I remember coming home exhausted from a 12-hour day, and she was in tears on the couch. I hugged her, said we'd figure it out. That night, I transferred money from my savings to cover her share of rent without her asking. She promised it'd be temporary, and yeah, things picked up for her eventually. But looking back, that set a pattern. Me giving, her taking it for granted. We talked about the future a lot. Marriage, kids, all that. I wasn't rushing, but I was all in. Last year, she started hinting about needing a break from the grind. Let's plan something epic, she said. So I surprised her with tickets for a 2-week vacation to this beautiful beach resort abroad. White sands, crystal water, the works. It was our dream trip, something we'd fantasized about since college. I put down the non-refundable deposit, about $2,000 from my savings, figuring she'd chip in her half later once her next paycheck came in. She was over the moon, posting about it on social media with heart emojis and tags like #couplegoals. Can't wait to make memories with my favorite person, she wrote. But things started shifting around then. She'd come home late from work drinks, her phone buzzing more than usual. I'd notice her scrolling through messages with a secretive smile, but I chalked it up to client stuff. Then came the subtle digs. On social media, she'd repost memes about needing more adventure in life or outgrowing routines. One night over dinner, she casually mentioned her coworker, this guy named Mark, a musician on the side apparently. He's so spontaneous, always planning these wild outings, she'd say, laughing. I felt a twinge, but brushed it off. I trusted her. Why wouldn't I? I'd never given her a reason not to. The confusion built slowly. I'd plan date nights, picnics, movie marathons, and she'd bail last minute for inspiration sessions with friends. Sex tapered off. She'd say she was tired or stressed. I started questioning myself. Was I too predictable, too focused on stability? I even suggested we spice things up, like a weekend getaway, but she'd wave it off. We're fine, Alex. Don't overthink. But I was overthinking, lying awake at night, wondering where the girl I fell for had gone. It felt unfair. I'd sacrificed promotions that required travel just to stay close for her career. I'd given up hobbies to free up time for us. And now this emotional distance, it hurt. But I didn't confront her. I wanted to believe it was a phase. Little did I know, it wasn't. The bomb dropped one evening in our living room, and it changed everything.
It was a Tuesday night, nothing special. I'd gotten home early, picked up her favorite takeout Thai food from that spot down the block. I set the table, lit a candle, thinking maybe we could reconnect. Jenna walked in around 8, looking distracted, phone in hand. She barely glanced at the setup. "Hey," I said, smiling. "Thought we could have a nice dinner. How was your day?" She sighed, dropping her bag on the couch. "Alex, we need to talk." My stomach dropped. Those words never lead anywhere good. I nodded, sitting down. "Okay, what's up?" She paced a bit, avoiding my eyes at first. Then she stopped, crossed her arms, and just let it rip. "Look, I've been thinking a lot lately about us. I love you, but I think we're better as friends. Honestly." I blinked, the words not fully registering. "Friends? What do you mean?" She sat across from me, her tone shifting to this weird mix of pity and confidence. "Come on, Alex. We've been together forever. You're great, reliable, sweet, but lately I feel like we've grown apart. I'm craving more excitement, someone who pushes me out of my comfort zone." I felt a chill. "Is there someone else?" She hesitated, then nodded like it was no big deal. "Yeah, Mark from work. We've been hanging out. It's nothing serious yet, but he gets me. He's spontaneous, always planning these adventures. With you, it's just routine. Work, home, repeat. I need more than that." "Routine? I just booked that vacation to shake things up." But I kept my voice steady. "So, you've been cheating?" She rolled her eyes like I was being dramatic. "It's not cheating if we're basically roommates at this point. We haven't even been intimate in weeks. And don't act surprised, I've been hinting for months. Those posts about needing adventure, that was me trying to tell you." I stared at her, the takeout growing cold. Hinting instead of talking to me directly. "Whatever, Alex. You're always so logical. That's part of the problem. No passion, no spark. Mark makes me feel alive. He took me to this underground concert last weekend, and it was incredible. You would have hated it. Too loud, too unpredictable." She laughed then, a smug little chuckle that cut deep. "Remember when I suggested we try something new, like skydiving? You said it was too risky? That's you, always playing it safe. I deserve someone who matches my energy." I leaned back, processing. The betrayal stung, but her twisting it this way, blaming me for her choices. "So, what now? You want to end it?" "Yeah," she said, shrugging, "but we can stay friends, right? I mean, we've got history. It doesn't have to be messy. We can still hang out, grab coffee sometimes. And hey, about the vacation, we could go as friends. It'd be awkward to cancel, and you already paid the deposit. I'll pay you back my half eventually." There it was, the manipulation. She dumps me, admits to cheating, and in the same breath assumes I'll still foot the bill for her fun. Her logic was so entitled, like our friendship entitled her to my wallet. I took a deep breath, keeping calm. No yelling, no begging. "If that's how you feel, okay." "Okay? That's it? What do you want me to say, Jenna? You made your choice." She smirked, standing up. "See, even now, no fight, no emotion. That's why this won't work. Mark would have argued." I stood too, grabbing my keys. "I care, but I'm not going to beg you to stay." As I headed to the bedroom to pack an overnight bag, she called after me. "You're really leaving? Just like that?" "Yeah," I said over my shoulder. "Friends don't live together, right?" She huffed. "Fine, but don't make this weird with our friends. Tell them it was mutual." I didn't respond. I threw some clothes in a duffel, grabbed my laptop, and walked out the door without another word. She watched from the hallway, arms crossed, looking almost disappointed. I didn't make a scene. I drove to a buddy's place, crashed on his couch, and that was it. No dramatic exit, just quiet detachment. That night, lying there, the unfairness hit hard. 5 years, all those sacrifices, and she discards me like yesterday's news with a side of smug justifications. But I didn't text her, didn't call. I just let go. That first night at my buddy Mike's place was rough. I didn't sleep much, just stared at the ceiling, replaying her words. Better as friends. No spark. It felt like a gut punch, especially after everything I'd poured into us. I kept flashing back to little moments that now seemed so one-sided, like the time she wanted to quit her side job to focus on freelancing full-time. I encouraged her.
Even dipped into my emergency fund to cover groceries and bills for a couple months. We'll make it work, I'd said. She hugged me tight, then called me her rock. Now I was just routine. The confusion lingered for days. Why cheat instead of talking? Why twist it to make me the villain? It was unfair, plain and simple. I'd never been the jealous type, never controlled her. Hell, I trusted her enough to book that vacation without a second thought. And her assuming we'd still go as friends? That entitlement burnt. But I didn't lash out. No angry texts, no showing up at the apartment demanding answers. I just detached. Mike was a lifesaver. Dude, she's showing her true colors. You deserve better, he said over beers that weekend. He let me crash as long as I needed, no questions. I took a few days off work to clear my head, went for long runs, hit the gym harder than usual. It helped channel the hurt into something productive. I started journaling too, jotting down all the red flags I'd ignored, her late nights, the way she'd compare me to others subtly. Mark's band played this cool gig. Wish we did stuff like that. Hindsight's brutal. Practically, I handled the logistics with quiet efficiency. I emailed our landlord about breaking the lease early, citing personal reasons, transferred utilities out of my name. The joint bank account, I withdrew my half and closed it. No drama, just a clean cut. And the vacation? Well, the deposit was non-refundable, but the balance wasn't due yet. Jenna had never paid her share, always saying, next paycheck. I didn't remind her. Why should I? Friends don't expect handouts. A week in, I unblocked her on one app just in case of emergencies with shared stuff, but mostly radio silence from my end. I focused on me, picked up old hobbies, photography, reading those sci-fi novels I'd shelved, even went on a solo hike one weekend, something I'd always wanted but put off for her. Up on that trail, breathing fresh air, the fog started lifting. I wasn't broken. I was free. The silence wasn't weakness. It was strength. I realized I'd been carrying the relationship alone for too long. Her betrayal, it stung, but it also clarified things. I deserved someone who saw my stability as a strength, not a flaw. Work picked up too. I threw myself into a big project, and my boss noticed. "Alex, you're on fire lately," she said in a meeting. It felt good. Validation from effort, not from begging for affection. Even started casually dating. Nothing serious. Met a woman named Laura at a networking event. Smart, kind, appreciated my dry humor. We grabbed coffee a couple times. No pressure. It was refreshing, like rediscovering parts of myself Jenna had dimmed. The unfairness still echoed sometimes. Late at night, 5 years gone. But I didn't dwell. I let the silence do the talking, and soon enough, karma started whispering back. It took about a month for the cracks to show on her end. I'd heard bits through mutual friends, nothing I sought out, just casual updates. Apparently, things with Mark fizzled fast. He was spontaneous, all right, spontaneously ghosted her after a few weeks of fun. Turned out he was seeing other women, the classic player type. Jenna had quit her waitressing gig impulsively to travel with him or something, leaving her freelance income as her only lifeline. But clients dried up when she started posting dramatic stuff online. Vague rants about fake people and moving on. Friends pulled away. No one likes mess. The first outreach came via text about 5 weeks post-breakup. I was at the gym when my phone buzzed. "Hey, Alex, how have you been? Miss chatting. We should grab coffee as friends sometime. Oh, and about the vacation. Deposit's down, right? I can Venmo my half soon. Let's not waste it." I stared at the screen, still assuming I'd carry her. No apology, just breezy entitlement. I typed back, brief. "No need. Handle your own." Her reply came quick. "What? Come on, don't be like that. Friends help each other out. It's not like I can't afford to lose that money right now." I didn't respond. Blocked the number for good measure. A couple days later, the calls started. From her mom, of all people. Jenna's family was always pushy, the type to meddle. Her mom, Karen, yeah, fitting, left a voicemail. "Alex, this is Karen. Jenna told me what happened. You two were so good together. Why throw it away over a little mistake? She's going through a tough time. Be the bigger person and talk to her. Family sticks together, even as friends." I deleted it without calling back. But then her best friend,
Tina, toxic as hell, always enabling Jenna's drama, texted, "Dude, you're being cold. Jenna is hurting. She didn't mean to cheat. It just happened. At least hear her out about the trip. She needs a break." Hurting? After her smug breakup speech? I replied, "Not my problem." Blocked. The desperation ramped up. Jenna must have gotten a new number because a week later she called while I was at work. I let it go to voicemail at first, but curiosity won. Listened later, "Alex, it's me. Okay, fine. You win. I was wrong. Mark was a jerk. He used me and bailed. I'm sorry for how I ended things. Can we talk? I miss you. Miss us. And the vacation. I really need it right now. Things are rough. Freelance isn't paying and I'm behind on rent. As friends, maybe you could spot me? I'll pay back. Promise." Her voice cracked a bit, but it felt manipulative. Still no real accountability. I didn't call back. Then she showed up at my office, no less. Must have remembered the address from old visits. It was lunchtime. I was stepping out when I saw her in the lobby, looking frazzled. Hair messy, eyes red, a far cry from the confident woman who'd laughed in my face. "Alex," she said, rushing over, "please don't walk away. I need to talk." I stopped, kept my tone even. "What is it, Jenna?" She fidgeted, glancing around. "I'm sorry for everything. The cheating, the way I said it. I was stupid. Mark seemed exciting, but he was awful. Yelled at me, ghosted when I needed him. Now I'm alone, broke, friends are ditching me because of the drama. But you were always there. Can we try again, or at least be real friends? Help me out." I crossed my arms. "You made your choice." Her eyes welled up. "Come on, don't be heartless. I know I hurt you, but we have history. The vacation, let's go together. It'll fix things. I'll make it up to you." "No." She shifted, anger creeping in. "Seriously? After all those years I put up with your boring routine? You owe me for sticking around that long. At least cover my half of the trip. It's the least you can do as a friend." There it was, the true colors, entitlement turning to rage. "Oh, I owe you?" I said calmly. "Friends don't cheat and demand money." She snapped. "You're petty. Mark was right. You're spineless. No wonder I left." I turned to leave. "Goodbye, Jenna." She yelled after me. "You'll regret this. I was the best thing that ever happened to you." But I didn't look back. Security escorted her out. That encounter sealed it. She wasn't remorseful, just desperate. Mutual friends started siding with me after hearing about it. "She's unraveling," one texted. "Sorry we didn't see it sooner." Karma hit hard, and I hadn't lifted a finger. A couple months later, the balance for the vacation came due. I'd paid it in full for 2, but not with her in mind. By then, I'd been seeing Laura more seriously. We clicked effortlessly. She was a teacher, grounded, laughed at my jokes without the digs. When I mentioned the trip, her eyes lit up. "I'd love to go," she said. No entitlement, just genuine excitement. So I invited her. It felt right, reclaiming what was mine. The final twist? The airport. We were checking in early morning, bags in hand, when I spotted Jenna across the terminal. She looked rough, rumpled clothes, alone with a carry-on. Must have stalked my socials or heard through the grapevine I was still going. She beelined over, eyes wide. "Alex, wait! You're here? With her?" Laura squeezed my hand, sensing the tension. A few mutual acquaintances from our old circle were nearby, grabbing coffee. Perfect witnesses. Jenna glanced at Laura, then back to me. "Can we talk alone?" I shook my head. "No need." "Please," she begged, voice trembling. "I messed up big time. Mark left me in debt. I had to borrow from my mom just to eat. Friends ghosted after I vented online. But seeing you now, I realize what I lost. You're stable, kind. I was blind. Let's start over. I'll change. Even if not, can I join the trip as friends? I'll crash on the couch or something. I need this escape." Her desperation hung in the air, pathetic. The acquaintances watched, murmuring. "Jenna," I said firmly, "that chapter's closed. I've built a new life, better job, real connections. This trip, it's for me and Laura now." She teared up. "But we planned it together. You can't just replace me." "Replace?" I echoed calmly.
You replaced me first with Mark, remember? Said I was boring, no spark. Her face crumpled. I was wrong. Please, Alex, I'm sorry. Don't leave me like this. I felt nothing. No pity, no pull. Your choices led here. Mine lead forward. She grabbed my arm. You owe me a second chance, after everything. Laura stepped in gently. Let's go, Alex. I nodded, turning away. Take care of yourself, Jenna, but don't contact me again. You'll be miserable without me. She's just a rebound, she shouted as we walked to the gate. But her words bounced off. The acquaintances shook their heads, one even mouthing good for you to me. Boarding the plane, hand in hand with Laura, I felt free. Jenna, irrelevant. She'd see pics online later, us on the beach, happy. Her downfall on display, my growth undeniable. Life moves on, and mine's better without her. Thanks for reading, Reddit. Moral, don't mistake kindness for weakness. Sometimes the best revenge is living well. Thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the like button. What do you think about this story? Share them in the comments.